Our strength comes from our successes deep in the Russian rear, where our defense forces are skillfully burning down the main resource of the gas station country, its oil refineries. This week, we successfully attacked 5 of them, which caused hysteria in the Kremlin. And there will be more. After President Zelensky's hint about new deep strikes, everyone understood that something new is about to fly towards Russia. TSN Week correspondent Oksana Radionova reports on the results of the 1,000 cuts tactic.
August is the worst month for Russian oil refining since the start of the Great War. Never before have our forces so skillfully and relentlessly taken out oil refineries in Russia. Just this week, our trusty drones visited 5 plants. On Friday night, they struck Russia's oldest oil refinery, the Krasnodar plant.
It's burning intensely. The oil refinery is completely on fire.
And for the 3rd time this month, the Syzran refinery near Samara was burning. At the same time, the Afipsky and Kuibyshev refineries, attacked 2 days earlier, were still smoldering.
There it goes, there it goes.
On Monday, the Ilyinsky oil refinery was engulfed in a significant fire, causing considerable damage. Here is a map of the flares in Russia over the past month. In addition to the 5 already mentioned, on Independence Day there were fires at the Syzran and Novoshakhtinsk refineries. On August 19th, the Volgograd refinery was hit again. There were also successful attacks by our UAVs on the 15th, 13th, 10th, 7th and 2nd of August. The strike was very timely, harvest season and vacations, leaving a very bitter aftertaste for Russia's wartime economy.
At this point, approximately 30% of oil refining capacity has been knocked out. This affects overall trade and logistics capabilities, increases prices, and provokes inflation.
It's a paradox. The gas station country has been left without gasoline. Fuel prices have reached their peak. Russians are groaning about a gasoline shortage from Sakhalin.
It's simply completely impossible to fill up your vehicle.
All the way to Crimea.
At the gas station, they say the gasoline is gone. Now they're only giving it out with coupons. What's being handed out? Have we gone back to the Soviet Union?
They never had coupons before. Never. Not in any year was gasoline ever distributed by coupons.
The Kremlin is trying to manually control prices. It has extended the ban on gasoline exports for another month until October. And we are only increasing our strikes.
Our intensity is growing. More drones are being produced. The technology behind various features is improving. And in particular, the local Russian electronic warfare is already ineffective there.
The main goal is to stop the oil flow that allows Putin to finance the war. So we are striking not only at the refineries but also at the pumping stations, skillfully targeting the most sensitive spots.
Oh my gosh,
That's how on Friday, a strategic oil pumping facility in the Bryansk region was hit, a linear production station near Naitopovichi, which pumps diesel for the enemy's army. Its capacity is 10 million tons per year. This week, the Ryazan-Moscow oil pipeline also exploded, the one that supplies gasoline to Muscovites. Our forces have already attacked strategic facilities of the Druzhba oil pipeline several times. There, our defenders found the Achilles heel, a station in Nechu.
It might seem like just a relatively small station, but it's actually the critical bottleneck of the entire extensive Russian oil pipeline system, a crucial point.
So, if this node is destroyed, it completely blocks the supply directly to Ust-Luga, cuts off deliveries to Belarus, and consequently from there, supplies to Europe as well.
Because of this strike, Belarus lost the technical ability to quickly share gasoline with their Russian brothers. Plus, they hit the Druzhba pipeline in such a way that Putin's friends, Orban and Fico, were left without cheap Russian oil.
We have always consistently and firmly supported the enduring friendship between the nations of Ukraine and Hungary.
In Budapest, the strike was called an attack on sovereignty, and they announced a ban on entry into the country for the commander of the drone forces, Hungarian Robert Vrupli. He is an ethnic Hungarian. He responded,
"You can absolutely shove your sanctions and all your travel restrictions to Hungary right up your ass, Mr. Dancer on Bones."
But Hungarian supplies were not the target of the strike because the main goal was to stop the flows in the Baltic direction. That's where Putin's entire shadow tanker fleet refuels, and that's exactly where the billions are flowing from. And Hungary and Slovakia can easily give up Putin's oil.
Hungary and Slovakia, they have an alternative oil pipeline from the Adriatic Sea and can completely abandon Russian supplies. But it's simply not profitable for them. There, the discount is about $100 per ton of oil for Hungary and Slovakia. Over the course of a year, that's up to 1 billion euros. That's a huge amount of money for these small countries, especially if you consider certain politicians there.
Oil used to go from Odessa to the port of Ust-Luga on the Baltic Sea. Now it doesn't. And on top of that, we attack the port itself.
A drone costing $50,000 destroys property worth millions. And it also causes millions in losses due to unproduced goods.
The 18th package of sanctions from Europe, which imposed price caps on Russian oil, has also proven painful for Russia. The hole in their budget is growing at a geometric rate. The coal industry is on the verge of bankruptcy. The main coal region, Kuzbas, is shutting down mine after mine. Even in the turbulent 90s, things weren't this bad. Aviation is also on the verge of collapse. Constant announcements of caviar plans and airport closures have made flights unpredictable and unprofitable. Due to Western sanctions, finding spare parts for aircraft repairs has become extremely difficult. Engines are failing more and more often. Just in August, it happened 3 times. The automotive industry is also in trouble. Sales of the largest truck manufacturer, KAMAZ, have dropped by 60%, and last year, profits fell 28 times. So since August, KAMAZ has switched to a 4-day work week. Even at military enterprises, problems with salaries have started, and Russians who don't want to work for free are being replaced by slaves from North Korea.
The payment for their work goes to the North Korean government, while they receive food and a minimal set of pocket money, so to speak.
Gazprom has also fallen on hard times. Russia hasn't sold as little gas as it does now since 1985. That's why the question of where to get money for the war machine has become crucial for Putin. He will definitely be asking for help from China, North Korea, and negotiating with India at the SCO summit. We'll see what the dictator's friends are willing to do. But it seems he won't be the one setting the tone of the conversation.
Well, India and China understand that Russia is in a very precarious position, and they're already starting to twist their arm even more, demanding additional discounts.
But the main thing is our influence. With beavers, ferocity, darkness, and palyanitzias, until the gas station country loses its last clients. Oksana Radionova, Yevhen Litvinenko, TSN.Tyzhnia, Marathon. United News.
About 700,000 Russian troops are currently on the territory of Ukraine. This was reported by a representative of the main Directorate of Intelligence, Andriy Yusov. According to him, this includes not only regular troops, but also support forces, special services, and the Russian National Guard. They are mainly concentrated in the Donetsk region. That is where some of the heaviest fighting is taking place. According to the General Staff, as of last night, there were 184 engagements on the front, with nearly 50 of them in the Pokrovsk direction. Our forces had to repel enemy attacks, particularly near Shakov, Nikonorivka, Rodinske, and Udakny as well. There was also unrest in the Lyman and Toretsk sectors. Our defenders also stopped assaults in the areas of Rayhorivka, Serebryanka, and Dronivka. This is the Siversky direction. A lightning operation by the defense forces and a major surprise for the enemy. Today marks 3 years since the start of the Great Slobozansky operation. Back then, our soldiers